Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Wctv covering this season's sports, school cancellations, and the dreaded ACTs. Stay tuned for this week's show.
Hey Abby, who do you think will win tonight's game?
The Lynx, of course. Lately, WCHS athletic teams have been having a pretty impressive seasons. Let's toss it over to Rachel Powers with the winter sports update.
The temperature outside may be getting colder, but things are definitely heating up in Jeff Gym. That means all of our winter sports teams are in action. The boys basketball team has improved greatly and become one of the top teams in the conference and state. Earlier this season, the boys were ranked 9th in the state. Their basketball skills and teamwork are evident with a great record of 13-4. The guys lost a 1-point heartbreaker this week to the state Class 2A, second-ranked St. Edmund Scales. Hopefully, they will have a great postseason and make it on to state at Wells Fargo Arena. The Lynx ladies have had some tough competition. The ladies recently lost to St. Edmunds also, but they are holding up well. Even though they had some losses, they also have accomplished many wins, such as Hampton-Dumont. With a record of 7-10, it shows their hard work and dedication is paying off. The girls are looking to hit their peak right before the postseason games. With many dedicated JV and varsity wrestlers, Webster City is having a great season. Tyler Patton is hoping to return to Wells Fargo Arena for the state tournament along with the other wrestlers on the team. He has a record of 26-3. Lucas Shannon, a freshman, has done a great job defeating his opponents with his personal record of 17-12. Along with Lucas, Josh Evans is crushing his competition with a record of 19-9. The wrestlers did a great job at the conference meet on the 24th. Even though they lost to Clear Lake, they left with second place. All the dedicated wrestlers on the team make Webster City a tough team to beat. Here at the high school, the fans and their support play a big part in the Lynx's team success. I'm Rachel Powers. That's your winter sports update. Now I'm sending it back to two of the biggest Lynx fans, Eric and Abby.
Thanks, Rachel. I'm very pleased to hear that all of our sports teams are having a great season.
Me too. I'm glad we finally have most of the makeup games done too. Those were really hard to keep track of.
I know. With all the school cancellations and late starts, things may have gotten confusing. But who does have the final say on these cancellations when Great Father Winter comes a-knocking? Emily Slutton has been braving the bad weather to find out who really calls it off.
1 early dismissal, 4 late starts, 5 snow days, and still counting. With all the winter weather around this time of the year, there have been many delays and closings. Who calls it off?
Santa Claus?
Jesus?
Mrs. Burton?
But they are definitely not the right answers. This answer can be found at our local administration building from our superintendent, Mr. Sherwood.
Primarily safety of students, safety of staff, for our buses, our drivers, students, and students that drive to school. A lot of it comes down to wind, drifting of snow, slickness of roads, ice. So a lot of different factors go in, but the number one factor is, can we get everybody safely to school?
Ted Larson, the bus director at the Webster City School District, has this answer also.
Times it depends on, where we're at with snowfall already. If our gravel roads are already full, ditches are full, it doesn't take much wind and snow to get us in trouble on the county roads. But the main concern is getting our students to school safely. Just like Mr. Sherwood said, the faculty. We've got a lot of people that drive to school for one reason or the other, whether it be working here or coming for education. So
the factors are being put into play. Ted and Mr. Sherwood have to go through many steps to reach their decision.
And I'll
say, Ted, where are you?
Yep, and I'll say, good morning, Mike. I'm headed north of town. I'm on Highway 20, headed towards Highview. Roads are 100% snow and ice packed right now. The wind's blowing maybe 15 mile an hour. Visibility is maybe, it could be anywhere from quarter of a mile to less. And then I'll ask him, where he's at and what he sees.
I'll say, well, I'm heading south and checking things about the same thing here. Have you talked to the county, Ted, or talked to Fort Dodge?
Yep, and then I'll usually, as I'm driving, looking at things, I'll talk to Larry Fitchhorn, who's director of roads, and see what his plans are with the snowplows, if he's going to send.
School closings and delays can be found on the radio, KCCI, WHO, and School Channel 18. Emily Sledden reporting for WCTV, and make sure you keep an eye on when there's no school.
Thanks, Emily. I definitely will. This extra time off may have given some of you extra time to prepare for the ACTs. This 4-hour-long test is certainly feared by many juniors and seniors preparing to enter college. Destiny Dominguez has the scoop on what ACTs are all about. Destiny?
Oh, hey, sorry. I'm trying to prepare for my ACT test. The ACTs are the most important test to every high school student if they want to get into a good college. Many students have taken the ACTs since 8th grade and are still taking them to improve their scores each year.
What I think is important about taking the ACT test is it helps improve your skills in taking nationalized tests.
What I think is important about taking the ACT test is that it can help determine the colleges that you can get into.
There's a lot of information you can find out about the ACTs. One place to go is your local guidance counselor's office.
Well, the ACT is a preparatory test that students take to find out basically if they're ready for college level classes, and also the ACT is an entrance exam that most colleges and universities in the Midwest use to accept students into a college or university. So the next ACT is coming up on February 27th. That's when you need to register, and then the next test is going to be on April 4th.
But who knew that you needed to prepare a lot for these tests? But in the end, it's all worth it. I'm Destiny Dominguez reporting for WCTV, and I have a lot to prepare for my ACT test.
Thanks, Destiny. Well, that's it for this episode of WCTV.
Good luck tonight to the basketball teams at home versus Algona, and to the wrestlers tomorrow at the sectional tournament at Roland Story.
We'll see you next week on the Valentine's Day edition of WCTV.
But don't turn off that TV quite yet. Here's a hilarious set of bloopers from some students you might recognize.
But too.
What is the favorite part of your club?
Yeah. Right?
What is the favorite part of your club?
Oh,
sorry. Never touched it.
Oh my gosh, you have to clean. 3. Okay. Okay. Shoot.
Katie beats the crap out of me. Can't say crap, can I? Dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Dang it!
What's something cute that he